Ladies and gentlemen, many of us have heard rumors about being spied on by this government, and I really believe they do carry out a lot of things, and we are being spied on. I will never forget, it must have been October, this past October, at night, we would see flashing lights over the area that I was in. And this must have went on for like a good week. We just kept seeing these flashing lights up in the sky. And I'm like, well, what the hell is this? What is it? And one of my son's father, his friend, his father was in the military. And he told me they're probably surveilling the area. And I'm like, okay, why would they surveil this area? And he told me, oh, well, it's something that the military does. So I start closing my blinds at night. But these lights just kept flashing and flashing over the neighborhood. And I know they weren't there for no damn reason. Now, what they were looking for, I don't know. I don't know what they were looking for, but they were there. And I know I'm not the only one that have seen something that looked like it's surveilling the area over, at night. That's when it's really noticeable. So this story actually reminds me of that. So this came out in The Guardian August 2nd, 2019. Pentagon testing mass surveillance balloons across the US. So they can literally watch your every move, you going to the grocery store, dropping your kids off, going to the bank, and so on and so forth. They can follow multiple vehicles all at once. Now, they're saying they're testing this out for drug trafficking. I'm not buying that that's the only reason why something like this will be used. So they're saying they can follow multiple cars, boats for extended periods of time. According to this article, they can literally surveil an area for months, for weeks, even months, just hovering these balloons up in the air, and you don't even know they're there. You don't even know you're being watched. And no, I don't like it because America has put the wrong people in jail. You've accused innocent people of doing things that they didn't do. And I can see how somebody can easily get caught up in the system over being surveilled in this country. If you weren't making so many mistakes, I would say, okay, yeah, they're doing something good. But no, you make way too many mistakes for me to really feel good about this. Mm-mm. So the U.S. military is conducting a wide area surveillance across six Midwest states using experimental high altitude balloons. Documents filed with the FCC reveal up to 25 unmanned solar power balloons are being launched from rural South Dakota and drifting 250 miles through an area spanning portions of Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Missouri before concluding in central Illinois. Traveling in the stratosphere at altitudes up to 65,000 feet, the balloons are intended to provide a persistent surveillance system to locate and deter narcotic trafficking and homeland security threats, according to a filing made on behalf of Sierra Nevada Corporation and Aerospace and Defense Company. I don't believe it, y'all. I don't believe it. I don't believe that's the only reason why they're going to be spying on people. They're making you believe that, but I believe they are just spying on you in general. They don't need a reason. The balloons are carrying high tech radars designed to simultaneously track many individual vehicles day or night through any kind of weather. The tests, which have not previously been reported, received an FCC license to operate from mid July until September, following similar flight license last year. See, I mean, this stuff is going on and you don't even know it. The tests have been commissioned by the U.S. Southern Command, Southcom, which is responsible for disaster response, intelligence operation, and security cooperation in the Caribbean and Central and South America. Southcom is a joint effort by the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, and other forces. And one of its key roles is identifying and intercepting drug shipments headed for the United States. I don't think that American cities should be subject to wide area surveillance in which every vehicle could be tracked wherever they go, said Jay Stanley, a senior policy analyst at the American Civil Liberty Union. Um, so he said even it tests they're still collecting a lot of data on Americans who's driving to the Union House, the church, the mosque, the Alzheimer clinic, he said. We should not go down the road of allowing this to be used in the United States. It's already being used. You know what? If they're writing about it and telling you about this, it's already been used. For many years, Sierra Nevada has supplied Southcom with light aircraft packed with millions of dollars worth of sensors, which then flew over Mexico, Colombia, Panama, and the Caribbean Sea. But airplanes require expensive crews and can only fly for a few hours at a time. In a report to the Senate Armed Services Committee this February, Southcom Commander Admiral Craig Fowler wrote, while improving efficiency, we still only successfully interdicted about 6% of known drug movements in 2018. The new balloons promise a cheap surveillance platform that could follow multiple cars and boats for extended periods. And because winds often travel in different directions at different altitudes, the balloons can usually hover over a given area simply by ascending or descending. And, you know, they said these things can operate. Here it is. The very nature of these balloons is that they can operate for weeks and months. So that's why they prefer these balloons over airplanes, because they said it's a cheaper way to surveil and they can keep those balloons in a certain area for weeks and even months. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not trust that they are only surveilling drugs. They are surveilling every damn thing in the area, including the Americans that are living there. So, this is something they have been doing, and I don't believe this is anything new. I believe this is something that has been going on for a long time, and we're not even aware that it's happening. Um, so please tell me what you think. How do you feel about them putting these balloons up in the air And they have the ability to literally follow you and multiple people around everywhere you go, around the clock, day and night. How do you feel about that? Because this is this is not all about tracking down drugs. It really isn't. They're collecting data on Americans that are just living everyday life. Let's be real here. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.